All right, this week we will be talking about subject-verb agreement. Well, first we have to remember what's a subject, what's a verb, and what is an agreement. What's a verb? A verb shows action. Verbs in the present tense happen now. So when it's happening now, it's in the present tense, not the past, the present. The correct form of the verb depends on what the subject of the sentence is. You remember subjects. It's the thing or the noun that is doing the action. So for an example, a young man walks. The subject of that sentence is a young man. What does the young man do? He walks. Two young men walk. Now let's compare those two sentences. Do you see something a little different? In the first sentence, walk ends with an S. Yes, walk ends with an S. In the second sentence, walk does not end with an S. In the first sentence, how many is the subject plural or singular? It is singular. There's only one man. So singular, and it has an S on the end of the verb. Well, in the second sentence, two young men walk, is the subject singular or plural? Well, that's right, it's plural. There's more than one young man. So they walk. It doesn't have an S. I'm noticing a pattern. How do I know which form to use? If the subject is singular, add S to the verb. If the subject is plural, do not add S to the verb. Here are examples again. A young man walks. A young man is singular, so I add an S to the verb walk. Two young men walk. Well, the subject is plural, so I do not add an S to the verb. All right, here's some interactive questions for you. There are two verbs in the parentheses in the middle of that sentence. We have to decide what is the best form of the verb to use. Which one is the agreement? Now, an agreement is when two things say, yes, we agree, we think the same way. And that's the same thing you're doing between the subject and the verb. So the climbers pick flowers along the path, or the climbers picks flowers along the path. Is the noun in the subject singular or plural? Well, first we have to find the noun. Where is the noun in the subject? If you said climbers, you're exactly right. Is climbers singular or plural? It's plural. There are more than one. So what do I do to the verb if it's plural? I do not add an S. I leave the verb the same. So the climbers pick flowers along the path. Okay, here's another one. Vicky placed her backpack on a rock. Or Vicky places her backpack on a rock. Well, is the noun in the subject singular or plural? Well, what is the noun in the subject? It is Vicky, you're exactly right. Is Vicky singular or plural? Well, Vicky is singular, yes, there's only one of her. So what do I do to the verb? I add S. So Vicky places her backpack on a rock. Most of these you can get because you all speak English. You know what sounds correctly. Now I'm just teaching you the rules behind why you do what you do when you speak or you write. Here's your practice questions. On your homework sheet, just write the correct form of the verb. You don't have to write the whole sentence. Just pick the verb in the parentheses that matches. Remember, if it's a singular subject, you add an S. If it's a plural subject, you do not add an S. Good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.